Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Hakuoki Kyoto wins in Harada's route. Yay! We just had a nice little leisurely stroll with him to go get ingredients for food, where he told us we'd make someone a good wife someday, and then we ran into Haisuke. That was sad. Oh, poor baby Harada needs a pat on the back. It's okay, sweetie. It's okay. Your friend will come back. We know. You don't know, but we know, because we know everything, because we've been in a TARDIS trying to fix the future. Nah, we're just romancing, y'all. I mean, no, we're fixing the future. Yes, that's what we're doing. Anyway, so we were on a walk back, and our walk back was nearly silent. Hey, sorry about that. I got a little grim at the end there. Anyway, I'm heading back to my room. I'll let you get started on dinner. He sounded like he always did, but I knew that even if he had managed to hide his grief again, it wasn't gone by any stretch. Harada, I looked straight at him. You can do it. You can find a bond that'll survive anything. His eyes widened. That's us. That's us, baby. Maybe your path won't be the same as Saito's or Haisuke's, but you haven't really changed. You're all doing what you think you have to do. I knew there was an excellent chance I was trying to lecture him on something I know nothing about. I wasn't one of them after all, but I had to say something. So, his expression shifted from surprise to realization, and then to something else. It's like, you're so cute when you're trying to be, like, smart. I'm just kidding. When he spoke, his voice was filled with emotion. Thanks. If my words could ease his pain, even a little, then that was all I needed. I watched him walk off, shoulders a little straighter, and I let out a relieved sigh. Man, dinner took us a long motherfucking time to cook. Sorry. Okay. Oh, we could have had a moment. It's all right. They're like, Saito's blade was there. It's like, I didn't do it! And they're like, are you sure? Maybe. Did I say Saito's blade? Harada's blade was there. I just totally, like, whatever. You killed Ryoma! Maybe I did. You bastard! I still wanted to help. Convince Haisuke. I wonder, when we... Okay. I was like, I'm pretty sure we already read all this, so yeah. We go here, we try to... Oh, look. Oh, we already seen that CG, because we've already gotten it before, but that's okay. Tried to negotiate with the demons. I tried to negotiate with you. Wait, please! What are you coming... What? You coming with us? Even as skilled as they were, there was no way Harada and Nagakura could fight off all the men the Satsuma had brought. And if Amagiri and Shiranui fought as well, if I go with you, then you'll leave everyone else alone? That's the spirit. Good to see a little self-sacrifice. Still... what are you doing? Well, I figure we might as well just take you after we kill everyone else. But you said... No, I didn't say anything. You want to spare all this filth, take it up with Amagiri. You monster! He never meant to let the Shinsengumi go. He'd only wanted to see how I would react. You! What am I gonna do with you, Shiranui? Abiding by the article of faith means demons don't break promises. Well, I'm a demon that lives in current times. You're disgusting. You mad? You mad, bro? You just threw a meme at us. Guess I don't have a choice then. Let me show you just how compassionate I am. He means to use us for himself, you filthy bastard. Chikage is not gonna like that. Alright, Harada. I guess I'll do like you. I guess I do like you. Okay, I was like, wait, what? I guess I do like you. So why don't you and I start negotiating or something? What? If you get down on your knees and say, I don't care what happens to her, just please let us live. Maybe I'll let you go. He would never do that. Wouldn't it be funny if he did? You'd be like, bad end. Harada's eyes moved towards me. I looked over at him now and he flashed me a brilliant smile. I'm impressed, Spacey. Not everybody has the balls to put their neck on the block for someone else when the time comes. But I think you could trust us a little more, you know? Oh. Harada laughed fearlessly. That's not what I was trying to do. I was negotiating with the demons because I don't want you to get hurt. It's not that I don't trust you. At last he turned to face Shiranui. The crowd of Sasuma's soldiers shrank back before his furious glare. Oh, he looks so hot when he gets in fighting stance. Come and get me, you son of a bitch. I'd rather die with my hands on your throat than let you lay even a finger on her so I could live. If you think the captain of the 10th Division is an easy mark, you got another thing coming. Harada. Yeah, we're so turned on right now. You're such a damn show-off. Hey, Heisuke, what are you doing standing around like a chump? You gonna let this bastard get all the glory? Heh! Heisuke grinned, ran a hand through his hair, and started toward us. Man, you two don't change, do ya? How many fights have you pulled me into? You never even think about what I want and always call me for backup. Says the pot to the kettle. How many fights have you gotten me into? Oh, come on. Those were totally different. Have you completely forgotten that you're a loyalist and I'm an imperialist? You don't ask the cat to fight next to the dog. With the last word, Heisuke stood next to us, facing Amagiri and Shiranui. He flashed me a grin, and the melancholy boy I'd seen only minutes ago was gone. In his place was the Heisuke I'd known. Well, looks like I don't really have a choice here. Shin and Sano can eat dirt for all I care, but if she dies, I won't be able to sleep at night. It's about damn time, you idiot. Wasn't sure why, but when we were completely surrounded by enemies, and as we felt like we were evenly matched, the men made me feel confident that we'd come out fine as long as I stayed by their side. Hey, Heisuke, when this is all over, can't you come back to the Shinsengumi? I understand you made this decision after a lot of careful considerations, but everyone misses you. Yeah, I'll think about it. After all, these two jokers are as good as dead without me. His response was the happiest words I've heard in a while. Look at how pretty Harada looks. Look at him. Yeah. It's been a while since we all fought together, huh? Sure hope you haven't gotten rusty without us to whip you into shape, Heisuke. I bet you anything all you learned at Ito's was learning how to quibble. Are you kidding? Without you to hold me back, I finally managed to reach my full potential. They laughed just the way I'd heard them do so many times before. Even in a street full of enemies, watching them made me feel almost safe. She's got derpy drugged eyes. The sight of it made my heart feel so warm, I'm assuming. Like, Harada, I'd meant to say that things had worked out. He just grinned at me and gripped his spear a little tighter. Ah! Ah! We knew we were getting love points because we're doing the right things anyway. Alright, men. Our enemy is 2 demons and some Satsuma rabble. I don't have to tell you we could win this with our eyes closed. Now let's kill him quick so we can go home and get drunk. How adorable. Our drunken husband. With that, the battle began. Countless Satsuma poured into the narrow street in an attempt to choke us with sheer numbers. Nagakura's sword flickered and leapt, utterly unconcerned with any odds. All you got is numbers. Anybody who wants to die, come at me. Ah! Blood spurts and screams come from everywhere. Damn it! I'm not going to let you guys kill me. The battle was so intense that I couldn't keep up with who was battling whom. Ha! You should have just handed over that kid and begged for your life. Don't think I'm gonna let you die quickly. Ha! Careful, Shiranui. There's a lot of people here. If you shoot, you're more likely to hit one of your own men than me. Why is he so fucking pretty? Can we just... Oh, can we just touch his face? I just want to poke your face. That's so cute. I just love doing that. Damn it! I can't get a good shot. You're all useless, and more than that, you're in my way. He kicked out furiously at a nearby Satsuma soldier who had the misfortune to stumble into Shiranui's line of fire. This is just Wow. I knew Nagakura, Harada, and Heisuke were skilled swordsmen, but I'd never seen them fight the way they did that night. Several of the Shinsengumi soldiers made a wall around me, and I watched as the captains tossed foes aside like they were made of straw. We're going to skip a little bit. And then we have the thing, and then Heisuke kind of defends us, and then he gets stabbed. And that was sweet and endearing when it was in his path, but we don't want to, like, be sad about that. We don't want to be sad about that. Oh. God damn it, Sonnen. He's not really the glasses asshole, if you really think about it. He kind of gets asshole-ish, but he doesn't quite fit into that. Because he starts out kind of really nice and sweet, and then he turns into an asshole, so I'm not really sure. Anyway. I'll stay here. Oh, that's right. Oh, fuck, I forgot. This is where oh, and he looks all sad and adorable at us. We have these touching moments. We're almost in chapter 5, guys. This could be chapter 5. This is chapter 5. Ahem. So this is where... Oh, no, he's hurt! Oh. This is where it is just... It's Harada's chapter. Okay, so blah, blah, blah. We're going through the crap. The shit we've already done. We don't care about that. My little red Corvette! Kondo was shot on the right shoulder. The bullet pierced clean through him, shattering the bone, which required more treatment than I could have given him at the compounds. The Satsuma Choshu troops, who'd gathered in Kyoto, began fortifying their base within the Imperial Palace. It seemed to be a warning call to all, an assertive declaration that they believed themselves to be true Imperial troops. In response, Shogunate forces began assembling their powers through the Toba Channel in Kyoto. The Fushimi magistrate as well were preparing for a war that could have come at any moment. Fushimi! A few days had passed since Kondo was shot, and the mood in the magistrate's office was tense. The warriors scrambled, spending day after day to identify who may have been the culprit. I can't forgive those bastards. Let's throw them out of Kyoto! I'd never seen the men so angry, although it was certainly understandable. Every man in the Shinsengumi looked up to Kondo, and it was hard not to like him. I cannot fucking believe that it's like 8 o'clock. Oh, it's not even 8 o'clock. It's 7:30 and it's already fucking dark. Fuck this shit! And then it's going to be like, let's fall back. Actually, fall back is... No, it would suck because it'd be 6:30 right now and it's fucking almost dark out. Fuck that shit. It sucks. Still, I felt uncomfortable. It just all of a sudden happened. Like, literally in the last few days. It's all of a sudden, like, one day I looked out and I'm like, why is it fucking... Is it like 10 o'clock? And I'm like, it's not even 7. What the fuck? Oh, Harada. Hey, Spacey. Looks like it's not going to be a quiet New Year's, huh? He was trying to act cheerful, but even I could see he was feeling down. Just give him a hug. So, I heard you went to check up on Kondo, yeah? How's he doing? Yamazaki told me his right shoulder's all messed up. Well, his wound isn't life-threatening, but the scar it left is going to be pretty deep. He may contract a high fever. From what I'd heard, Hijikata and Yamazaki are currently discussing what their next plan of action will be in the near future. Gotcha. Jeez, what bad luck for Kondo. Especially now with everything going on. I know. For the leader of a group of men like the Shinsengumi, Kondo was exceptionally kind. It hardly seemed fair that someone like that should be hurt so badly. I understood how the rest of the soldiers felt. Did they catch the shooter? Was it the Choshu? Well, Shinpachi and his boys went on as soon as we heard that Kondo had been shot. They went all over the place. They went all over the place where it happened with a fine-tooth comb, but they couldn't find anything. No witnesses either. I got a bad feeling about this. Yeah. For a leader to get shot just as we're about to go to war. No, that's not what I meant. I mean, I'm worried about that too, of course, but I just feel like something's up. Over here on our side. This just doesn't feel right. What is it then? What are we fighting for exactly? The Choshu want to get revenge for the people who were killed at Ikeda Inn during the Hamagori Rebellion. But I've been thinking lately, what are we fighting for? Well, aren't we all fighting for the Shogunate? Well, that's not wrong, I guess. I'm pretty sure Kondo's still trying to protect the Shogunate. But I don't think this whole thing started just so we could fight the Shogun's wars. You mean, the Shinsengumi? I hadn't thought of it before, but I knew almost nothing about who the captains had been before they came to Kyoto, or why they'd come. I might have told you before, but I tried to kill myself once. I was still a kid, but I got into an argument with a samurai. Even these days, I wouldn't say I've got a long fuse, but back then I was either fine or I was royally pissed off. He said something to me, and we kind of got into it. It ended with me opening up my stomach. I didn't die, though. I mean, obvious. What? No way! I did not know how that story was gonna go. I didn't die, though. I was really concerned. I know that. You're standing right fucking here, dumbass. I love you, though. You're pretty. That caused a lot of trouble. They pretty much kicked me out, and I came to Ito. That was when I met Kondo and Hijikata. Back then, they were running this tiny dojo with barely enough students to get by. Really? But they've killed so many Ronin. Okita especially was so good with the sword that it was hard to believe he was even human. I would have thought a dojo full of such powerful warriors would have flourished. There were a lot of other famous dojos in Ito. So why would anyone want to learn a style that makes you look like a farmer with a hoe? But even though they were barely making ends meet, they let my broke ass stay in their house. Doesn't get much more generous than that. Ever since we'd showed up to Kyoto, the shogunate started giving us some stipends. Stipend, a form of payment issued to those who serve as samurai under a feudal domain. The contents of the payment would include some or all of the following: land, rice, or currency. So now we don't have to worry about money. I mean, when the day's over, our job is to protect the safety of the town, right? We can now be proud of what we do. I remember being real happy about that. Harada, I could see where he was coming from. For example, during the Ikeda incident, if the Shinsengumi men weren't there, then Kyoto would have been under flames and claimed many, many lives. They really look after the citizens of Kyoto. It was clear to see how much pride they had for their duties and for each other. Now we're vassals of the shogun, and that means we gotta fight on his side. I get it, but it's not hard to get bummed on that. If I wasn't mistaken, Harada was probably talking about Heisuke, whom he'd really thought of as a brother, becoming a fury, which must have hurt him. Official research performed on the water of life was mandated directly from the shogunate. I think Harada was wondering how long he continue to support the shogunate, despite feeling opposed to the actions of the shogunate. And after what's happened to Kondo, go out there and avenge him. But we've spent all this time protecting Kyoto. I don't want to turn it into a battlefield just so we can hash out who's better than who. Harada, in his mind, there was no complicated rules regarding his relationship to the shogunate and imperial court. All he wanted was to be useful, and for his friends to be happy. That was why he'd come to Kyoto in the first place. But now he found himself about to dive headfirst into a war that would tear apart the city he'd worked so hard to protect. What could I possibly say to him? He seemed to guess what I was thinking and gave me a wry smile. Man, it's not really like me, though, to stress out and think about this kind of stuff. I think we should just kind of chill out about it. Chill? Yeah, she's like, chill? He's like, yeah, chill. She's no, I'm just saying, what are you going to do, Netflix and chill next? Like, dude, chill doesn't exist in our vocabulary right now. They're like the fucking Time Lords. And I'm like, chill. Wait, did he say chill? Like, we need to chill out? Because that seems like something I would say being a Time Lord. What's important now is that I can be proud of myself. I can walk in the light without guilt. I wonder how many other people in the Shinsengumi can say the same. How could I answer that? That's pointless. It's hard to say. That's pointless to get the bad ending. That's pretty funny. I just wanted to see if we say that. I figured we did, but I think it's hard to say. I mean, sure, we all had more fun before all of this started, but right now our country's in a tough spot. Trying to live in the past isn't really going to help anyone. And I knew that I wasn't actually considered a member of the Shinsengumi. I'd never risk my life to keep Kyoto safe like they all had. It was only coincidence that had brought me to them, and I was only alive and safe because they had protected me. All the love points. Sorry, I guess that wasn't really a fair question. Forget I said anything, okay? Shouldn't really be talking to a woman about war anyway. Hey, that's sexist. What? No, don't say that. True, I might not know very much about politics and war and all that stuff, but... Okay. God damn it, Tim. That's me. True, I might not know very much about politics and war and all that stuff, but I'm always happy to listen. Maybe I can help that way. That's not what I mean, idiot. He grinned and ruffled my hair with a single huge hand. I'm just saying a girl like you shouldn't have to worry about stuff like this. The battlefield's no place for a woman. Hey, that's sexist again. I'm not going to disagree because I don't want to have to go to war and, like, fight to the death and, like, whatever, but I'm just saying women have the right to do that if they want to. Shut up. I mean, you're no warrior. I mean, he's right, I'm not, so I can't begrudge him there. And it's not like you joined us ready to die or anything anyway. Harada's words seemed really curt, but in fact, were quite kind and warm in person. It was gruff, but there was kindness in it, and the sincerity of his tone still made me happy. But, shouldn't you be free by now? Free? Well, you were only staying here because you wanted to find your father, right? We needed Koto's help back then. He's not really that important to us anymore. Sinan's got the research covered. And to be honest, we don't have the time or the men to go looking for Koto these days. We kept you locked up because we were worried that you might leak information about the Shinsengumi. But I don't think there's a guy here who believes you'd do that now. Harada, he was saying things that I'd been thinking to myself for some time, but I wasn't quite sure how to respond. In the beginning, I had wanted desperately to leave, that was true. But now... Well, if you want to go, you just tell me, alright? I'll make sure you get to do what you want. Ah! He gave me a friendly smack on the back that I hadn't been expecting. It was quite powerful. What was that? Oh, sorry. I guess I hit you a little hard. Like, dude, you're supposed to pull my hair. Anyway, all I was saying is that there's not really any reason for you to be stuck here forever. Yes, there is. And it's you. Boop. I'm going to poke his nose. Oh, well, thank you. Boop. I'm going to go check up on Kondo then. I wouldn't be too worried, though. The guy's so tough they could probably shoot him with a cannon and he'd walk away afterward. Leave the Shinsengumi. I honestly hadn't even thought about it for a long time, but he was right. I wasn't one of them. I was an outsider. There wasn't any reason for me to stay, but if I left, where would I go? We still had no idea where my father was, and as Sen and Kazama had told me, I was a demon. Could I really go back to my old life knowing that? On the other hand, Kazama was still after me. If I stayed, he'd be back eventually. And that would mean trouble. What was I going to do? It wasn't long before Kondo and Okita were both sent to Osaka Castle to recover. Kondo's gunshot wound was healing slowly, and he needed rest and frequent treatment. Okita was sent away in hopes that a change might help him recover from his illness, which had been discovered to be severe tuberculosis. I caught a glimpse of him as he left, and his face was frighteningly pale. As I watched him leave, I felt my heart sink. It made for a bleak start to the new year. We were busy preparing for war. We couldn't do much to celebrate the coming of the new year. I was cleaning in the common room. Okay, so I didn't know if this was going to be like a scene we sort of already saw before, but anyway. Oh, Yukimura, are you still awake at this hour? Oh, Sanan, did you have business here? If you're going to use this room, I'll leave. Okay, so this is kind of, we have seen this scene. That's what I thought when he came in, that it's going to be the scene where he gives them all the water of life, so I figured it would let us skip, but I guess not. But that's okay. Oh, I don't mind. Rather, I think it's better that you're here for it. Huh? His words perplexed me, so I felt a little anxious. Just then, the most prominent Shinsengumi captains began filing into the common room. What were they about to discuss? My anxiety was starting to grow stronger. Seems like everyone's here. So, what do you want from us? There's no telling when war will finally erupt, and for us to gather here right now, don't tell me... It is exactly as you're thinking. I asked you all to gather here today with the intention of giving something to you. In his hands was an object wrapped in a fine cloth that he slowly unwrapped before all of us. As I saw what was inside his hands, I gasped and clasped my hands over my mouth. The water of life? Exactly. Look at his happy face! He's adorable. As captains of the Shinsengumi, we all took on the risk of researching the serum. As such, it's necessary for us to take responsibility for this experiment. Especially if, like Kondo, any one of you becomes injured or maimed to the point you cannot fight. Or in the worst case, there's a possibility that your life is gravely threatened, which it always is. Can I just tell you, like, Saito, when he looks like this and he's looking, his eye, he looks like he's got, like, 5-foot long eyelashes. Like, isn't it, like, there's just something about, like, especially this eye. Like, it just looks like he's got, like, these gorgeous girl eyes. Like, I just imagine him, like, with 5-foot eyelashes there. Like, huh. You put a little lipstick on him right there, and he has a very feminine, his face is very feminine right there. I don't know why, but I love it. I love it when he looks at us like that. This is fucking adorable. Anyway. I know for certain that the serum will be of use to you. Sonnen, are you trying to experiment on us too now? I'm just saying under our current circumstances... I'm just saying under our current circumstances, we cannot afford to lose any more captains. I really just wanted to read that extra, like, circumstances, because it's funny. Screw that! I don't want to depend on that crap just to survive. You better take that son of a bitch, because you're going to end up turning into one later, you know it. Nagakura was infuriated and stormed off. And he stormed off. This is the best! With double points for Tim the Terrible Typist. What the fuck, dude? Nagakura was infuriated and stormed off. And he stormed off. I am glad you punctuated that by saying he stormed off twice, so I got the point that he stormed off. I wonder if he stormed off, or if he just, like, stormed off. You know what? I bet he stormed off.
Perhaps we can call it a good luck charm. Personally, I pray that it shall never come to any of us
drinking this serum. And you know what? How many fucking times, Inoue, how many motherfucking times have you been to the brink of death? You've actually, no, not even. I'm not going to tell you a lot, because you've died every single time and you have never once taken that shit, you son of a bitch. You had that potion the whole fucking time. 6 paths, you motherfucker, and you never once took it. How dare you? You died. You could have lived in a way. Yamazaki was going to take it and he died before we could give it to him, but, I mean, come on. Did you see Inoue as a fury? No, he's like, I'm not going to take it. I'm just going to die. I'm old.
I'm 35. I'm well past my prime, ready to die.
Come on, back in the day. Everyone who's like 35 and older is mad at me now, but you shouldn't be. It's okay. I'm with you. Like, really, in reality, he's probably only 26, because that was half dead then. We're like 10, the Shinsengumi are like 17, and he's like 25.
I'm so fucking old. I'm a great-grandfather.
Anyway. Inoue spoke softly as his fingers pinched the vial and held it close to his eyes. I will borrow this. Well, I don't think I'll ever use it, but I'll hold on to it. Just in case, of course. Both Saito and Harada grabbed a vial, and they slipped it into their respective pockets. This is exactly the same. We've read this before. Hijikata... Up until now, Hijikata crossed his arms and silently observed Sonnen's speech. I gotta take responsibility, huh? Well, you're onto something. His eyes looked troubled, but he reached for the serum and slipped it into his pocket as well. Well, I believe that does it for tonight. I just pray that my courtesy will not go to waste. Although, we haven't seen this scene since Saito, because Nagakura, we haven't done his path. None of our other boys are here. Kaisuke was already a fucking fury, and so is Heisuke. And so, yeah. We'll see this scene when we do Hijikata, because Hijikata's here, and probably Nagakura. But, yeah. After Sonnen finished, the captains all left the room, and Sonnen turned toward... Although, I don't remember reading in Saito's path where the typing was this motherfucking bad, so... Because oh my god. After Sun had finished, the captains all left the room. Went and left the room, or just all left the room, and Sanan turned towards me. Yukimura, I'm certain you're aware of this, but do not let word of tonight get out to any other warrior. Do I make myself clear? Timidly, I nodded my head, and Sanan waited for a room. And Sanan waited for a room. Waited for a moment before he left the room, or... Yeah. I was... something like that. What could I do? Jesus, someone was drunk when they typed this. Or I didn't think I had anything to drink tonight, but maybe I'm drunk and I can't read, and everyone's like, that's not what it says, Spacey. I don't know. The serum created by my father was now in the hands of the captains. I shuddered at the thought of all of them drinking it. It felt as if my heart was going to tear apart. Especially because Harada. He's going to turn into one, it's okay. Today's New Year's Eve, but the Fushimi magistrate was abuzz with panic and tension. War could erupt any day now. It seemed to put every warrior on edge as they eagerly awaited the order to march. Because of the tense uncertainty, I couldn't bring myself to sleep that night. And as Harada had told me, this was almost a self-invited sense of anxiety because I didn't necessarily even have to be with the Shinsengumi. Compound that with the fact that the demons could come for me at any moment. My mind had no chance of resting. Oh. Like my power just dimmed a little. That was weird. And didn't come back on. Creepy. I got out of my bed and I crept quietly to the common room to get some fresh air. Yo, Spacey! You're still up? Oh, Harada, are you drinking right now? I couldn't really sleep. What do you say? You want to have a drink with me? Oh, God. This is the best sake I got. Don't tell Shinpachi or Heisuke. Sake? But How should I respond? We pretend to drink. Yes, pretend to drink. I almost did the wrong thing. Huh. That's weird. They don't tell you in the bad ending or the unrequited love ending what to do. I guess we'll do the opposite, but... how about I pretend to drink with you? What way? We can still hang out. That way? Jesus. Yeah. That way we can still hang out. Is that okay? Sure, thanks. That works. Harada poured some sake into a small cup for me. That's plenty, I think. I placed the sake-filled cup on the floor, and I took the bottle from Harada. I refilled his empty cup in return for his generosity. Oh, whoops! I'd poured too much, and the sake reached the top. Whoa, take it easy. That's good. To prevent the sake spilling from the cup's side, Harada sipped it quickly. Thanks. So good. I stared at Harada, and I thought I'd ask him a question that I'd always wondered. Does sake taste good? Well, sake is delicious, but I'm not drinking it for the taste. I drink it because I like how it makes me feel. Alcohol gives people a chance to talk about stuff or even vent out frustrations that we can't normally say in front of other people or do stupid things like stab yourself in the stomach. So if you're gonna spill your heart out, then you might as well do it over a bottle of sake. I see. Yeah, I would guess it's probably the thing that brought me, Shinpachi, and Heisuke together. Oh, the bromance is strong with those three. They're like, oh, just like we drank and now we're friends and we cried. I love you, man. I love you too, bro. Oh, it's adorable. Harada casually sipped on his sake, smiling warmly. But then, his tone became serious as he asked me a question. So, any special reason why you can't sleep? I keep thinking of you. It seemed like Harada reached out to me earlier because he wanted to ask this. But I thought twice before telling my answer. Contrary to my good looks, I'm great with secrets, and I would never share what's bothering you with other people. Or do you think that I'd take it the wrong way or something? Oh, it's not like that at all. It's just, why don't you just say it? Sometimes talking with other people when you're worried makes it easier. Plus, you're drunk, so maybe you'll forget. Harada's voice was so kind. Even just a little, it made me feel like he'd lifted the burden of my heart. Is it okay for me to be here still? I left my mouth agape after I spoke. What do you mean by that? Well, since the fighting will break out soon, I was wondering if it was all right for me to stay here. The demons could try to kidnap me too during the battle. Wouldn't I just be in the way here? Harada curled his lips into a wry smirk and he nodded. It probably would have been pretty cool for me to say we don't worry about you. Probably would have been pretty cool for me to say we don't worry about you. But if I'm honest, trying to deal with both the demons and the Sasuma Choshu will be a pain in the ass. Harada was always honest with me. He knew how conflicted I had felt, so he never seemed to feel the need to lie to me for my own sake. There's nothing worse than a man who goes back on his word, especially when it comes to looking after a woman. I guess you're right about being safer from the demons if you're far away from here. But we're the ones who put you in house arrest in the first place, weren't we? So, kicking you out when we're the ones who assumed the responsibility of watching out for you would be irresponsible. I don't even want to admit that we're stretched so thin that protecting you is tough. Me, Hijikata, none of us want to say it. I hung my head low from his words. So, is the Shinsengumi really asking that much of you out there? Asking you that much of you out there? Drunk typing is drunk. My question seemed to make him wince, and it was one I'd thought about for a while. Then Harada looked up at the ceiling. Don't know about that one. I could sense him wavering. I'm sure he was just trying to have faith in both Hijikata and Kondo, both of whom he trusted to lead for so long. But now Heisuke's joined the Fury Corps. So many things were testing his faith, causing him to doubt the institution and people that had given him strength for so long. Well, regardless, it doesn't change the fact that we'll protect you from the demons. No matter what, taking a woman without her consent is something I'll never stand behind. This I knew for sure. The doubt resting in Harada's eyes only moments before seemed to leave him. Instead, there was a bright fervor, and that just gave him butterfly points with us. Looking at his determined expression gave me an unexpected sense of relief. Before I knew it, all of the anxiety keeping me awake had melted away, and I could sleep soundly in bed that night. Oh. January 3rd, 1868.
Well, Happy New Year!
It's been 2 fucking days since New Year's, in a way.
I never thought we'd be welcoming it like this.
Unless, what, your New Year's is January? That's a weird, random thing. Like,
We celebrate New Year's Eve on January 2nd, and then the New Year starts on January 3rd.
that's weird. You're telling me. We're probably not even gonna get any mochi. Those rebel bastards are just inhuman. It's probably more, yeah.
I hope nothing happens until after we eat our 7-herb porridge at least.
No kidding. Harada and Inoue were still talking and warming themselves near the hibachi when Yamazaki ran in. Inoue, Harada, something's happened. Hey, Yamazaki, what's up? They just opened fire on Shogunate troops.
What? Are you sure?
So it's finally started, huh? The Shogunate army started to move into Kyoto, and the Sasuma opened fire on them. Now there's skirmishes breaking out all over the city. Yukamura, I don't see Saito. Where is he? He's outside on watch. Ai! Ai! Just had to read it with the amount of A's and I's that were in there. A sudden roaring explosion shook the magistrate's office, followed by another and another. I feel like every single time when there's an E or an IE, we should be like, damn! Fuck! Stop! Like, just like throw in some random weird, like, exclamation that makes absolutely no sense. Zoinks! Jinkies! Some Scooby-Doo ones, you know, just for funsies, because the eeks and ees are just too goddamn girly dainty for me. Fuck! That's what I would have said. We're going to take a page out of Hijikata's book. The constant bombardment left my ears ringing. This way, Spacey. Harada grabbed my arms and drew me closer to him in order to shield me. Beautiful. Thank you, Harada. I could feel Harada's breath softly tickle me, and it made my heart race. I know he may not have meant to do so, but still. At that moment, Saito returned. Saito, what are the Satsuma doing out there? They've they've cannons set up near Ryuun Temple. That's where this attack is coming from. This is it. As Saito spoke, I could feel the air in the room tighten. It was suddenly full of faces much more grim than I had seen in a long time. Get into formation. We're going out. At last! I'm all ready to go! Those Satsuma bastards are finally gonna get what's coming to them! I looked over at Harada, who was already pulling on his own uniform and headguard. The Satsuma were armed with guns, right? Are you really gonna be okay if they're using those kinds of weapons? Well, the thing about guns is, if you're a little ways away, then it's not probably not gonna hit you. And it's probably not gonna hit you. As long as you don't get hit anywhere important, you're good to go, too. Really? His cocksureness gave me some relief, but... what was this bad feeling I couldn't shake? You love him. Give him a kiss. Hey, don't give me that look. It's like you're expecting us all to die out there. But... We'll be fine. You know who we are, yeah? Stop worrying so much. Just don't go out of the building, okay? Wait right here. We're moving out. If you're suited up, follow me. With the shuffling and clanking of armor moving, the men followed Hijikata out of the building, leaving only a few men to guard the magistrate. Ah! Every time I heard a sound of cannon fire, my heart leapt into my throat, and I cringed at every scream, wondering frantically if it had come from anyone I knew. As the minutes stretched into hours, I prayed desperately as my mind invented horrible deaths for all of my friends. I have a really great imagination! You don't even understand how many times I thought your limbs were ripped from you, and you're like, okay, wow. Like, I was doodling while you were out there, but it's all bloody death scenes. But then at last, as twilight began to fall in Kyoto, they returned. You're back! Hey, Spacey, we're back. That's what I just fucking said. They were dirty and despondent now, a stark contrast to the excitement and vigor on display when they'd marched out. Everywhere I looked, I saw uniforms smudged with dirt, dust, and blood. What happened? Did anyone get hurt? No, we're all right. Shinpachi's division wasn't so lucky, though. They were in the front. Most of his men are dead. Oh, no. Nagakura had seen his men die. Men who had drunk with him, sparred with him, and patrolled the streets of Kyoto with him. What could I possibly say to him? Don't worry. They were ready for this. Just doesn't really seem fair, though. There's no way we can charge it. The hell! We managed to survive, but I don't know if we'll be so lucky the next time we see him. Nagakura. They were all doing their best to be cheerful, but it was painfully obvious that it was just an act. It was obvious from the start that this war was far different than the likes of the Ikeda or Hamagori rebellion. To think that the once invincible Shinsengumi could be so easily defeated. Outside, the bombardment continued unabated. As night began to fall across the city, Hijikata gathered all of the captains together and laid out his plan. Once the sun had finally set, the Fury Corps would head out and attack. In the dark, guns would be harder to aim. Hopefully that would give the Furies a chance to get close. There weren't enough Furies for a large-scale victory, but Hijikata hoped to blunt the enemy's spear at least a little. Spacey, don't go outside, no matter what happens. I'm sure we aren't the only people thinking about attacking at night. There's a good chance they'll try something too. Okay, I understand. Be careful. You have to stay inside. Don't come out until morning. Right. I nodded to Yamazaki and headed back inside. The building's on fire. Why didn't you come out? You told me not to leave until morning. They're like, what happens if the building's on fire? Then you can come out. And what about this? Then you come. And what about this scenario? No, then you stay in. You know what? Could you just stop? Like, never before had I felt so irritated by the fact that there was nothing I could do. No matter how I tried to calm myself down, nothing worked. I couldn't stop thinking about Harada and the others. I had just begun pacing when... Hey, who are you? You're not allowed back here. There was someone having an argument outside. You? What was that? I ran toward the entrance. Who do you think it is? I knew. He's like, you're not allowed to be back here. I'm like, it's the demons. And then with the gunshot, you're like, it's this bitch. Ugh, is this really it for guards? None of my business, I guess, but this is just sad. You! Shiranomi's connection to the Choshu explained his presence in Kyoto, but what was he doing at the Fushimi magistrate's office?
He's come to take me for himself.
Oh, calm down. Of course, if anybody does hear you, I can just off them as easy as they show up, so I guess getting caught wouldn't be all bad. As he spoke, he drew something silver from the leather pouch at his hip. A gun. Like, were we surprised? Come on, we know. Why are you here? Did you come to kidnap me for Kazama? Ha! Oh, you're serious. Don't be an idiot. What makes you think I'd lift a finger for that asshole? Then why? That's my line. What are you doing here? You know you're a demon, right? Humans and demons don't go together. Here, you're the one that's gonna get hurt. Wait, you're one to talk? Aren't you working with the Choshu right now? Well, I'm working with the Shinsengumi. That's all there is to it. I opened my mouth to continue, but the crack of a gunshot took the breath right out of me. I saw the smoke rise from Shiranomi's gun and felt the bullet hiss past me to slam into the wall. His voice was suddenly low and threatening. I'm not doing this for the Choshu. You've got to be kidding me. I couldn't care less about those political losers who can't do shit without... Takasugi? Who's Takasugi? Takasugi. Oh, that might be the guy that's, the character we haven't met that was on Ryuma's side that is Saint Germain. If they'd stayed on top of their shit, then Takasugi wouldn't have... He could have tried to fight what was already coming. He could have lived longer. Oh no, so this is somebody on your... Okay, maybe one of your demon friends? I don't know. We don't know who he is. I don't know. After venting his frustrations, he pulled the trigger, but the bullet merely grazed my cheeks before hitting the wall behind me. I didn't know what caused him to feel this way, but I'd gathered that his friend, Takasugi, had passed away. Which I'm sure caused a lot of grief and doubt in the heart of Shiranui. I want to say Taga, not Taka. Takasugi. He was a real swell guy. Choshu were nothing compared to him. Doesn't really matter who comes out on top at the end of all this. Choshu, Satsuma, Tokugawa, they're all the same to me. Anyway, guess the Choshu must have gotten tired of me saying that, so they kicked me out. And why the fuck are you here? The same thing's gonna happen to you. Maybe you think you're all buds, but I bet you they're gonna get rid of y'all soon. All you do is cause trouble around here by attacking Kazama and Amagiri. When he said trouble, it hit me like a rock. They wouldn't do that! Fine then. How about you tell me why all your friends went out there and left you here all alone? Oh no, wait! It's because they're protecting you, right? Because you're a girl? No. They just think you're a pain in the ass. Hell, they're probably thinking about how they're gonna get rid of you right now. His words felt like a knife in my heart. Suddenly I remembered what Harada had said to me earlier that day. Shouldn't you be free by now? He didn't say it earlier that day. It was like earlier that month. It was sometime last year. What's that look supposed to mean? Oh, did your friends already tell you to leave? Didn't figure it out before, did you? No. No. Harada hadn't said that because he thought I was a nuisance. At least, that's what I thought. Oh, stop! Oh, Debbie Downer Doubter. Ugh. Oh. He said they would protect you. You know he loves you. Stop being a bitch. No. No, he wasn't like that. I don't care what you say. I'm not leaving. I'm not a demon. I'm one of them. The words were scarcely out of my mouth when the crack of a second gunshot slammed into my eardrums. I felt a sharp pain on my cheek. My hand flew to it and came away with warm, sticky blood. I barely had time to think about it, however, before the wound began to close. In mere moments it was gone, as if it had never been there to begin with. Oh? Oh, that was me. Oh! Makes you wonder what the guys over at the Shinsengumi will think when they see that. You know what I'm saying is true, right? You're a monster. You don't belong with humans. You really think your friends are gonna stick around once they see that? You're a monster to them. And that's the thing, he shouldn't have called us a monster. Like, I was just thinking of that, like, you're a monster to them, but like, you're a monster. You're calling yourself a monster. You should be like, you're a demon. They're humans. You're a monster to them. That would make more sense. Because a demon wouldn't call us a monster. He wouldn't think of himself as a monster. They'd be like, fucking humans are pathetic. We're awesome. They think you're a monster, but they're just pathetic. You know what I mean? Shiranui's words made my body shake. I knew that if it were Harada looking at me, it wouldn't faze him to see me like this. But at the same time, he'd lived his entire life as a normal human being. I wonder what he'd think if he were to witness my powers firsthand. The thought of him seeing them made me shiver. Just then, yet and how? I had a bad feeling, so I came back. Didn't think I'd find you here. Harada! Are you alright, Spacey? Did he hurt you? Yeah, he shot me, but I'm cool. No, I'm alright. I'm okay. Ha! That's funny. You asking her if she got hurt. What's so funny about that? Stop laughing. It's pissing me off. She isn't hurt because she can't get hurt. Stab her and it just heals. This girl is a demon. She's not so pathetic she needs some weak-ass humans protecting her. Actually, I am, because I'm really shitty at being a demon and or fighting and doing anything. I'm kind of fucking useless. Every word out of his mouth hit me like a dagger. But even as Shiranui mocked me, Harada's expression didn't change. We know she's a demon already. So? I don't care what she is. What matters is that she fought with us. There was no hint of doubt in his voice. He really did see me as one of them. Harada shifted his head slightly and lowered his voice to a whisper that only I could hear. Spacey, I'll take care of this guy. You need to run for it. But... No buts. Just get out of here, alright? You're just gonna get in my way if you stick around. What's I gonna do? Run away. Okay. But be careful. Shiranui is very powerful. We'll do whatever you say, honey. Hey, who do you think you're talking to? I've fought him many times. I know what he's capable of. He grinned and I felt some of the tightness in my chest fade. Everything would be alright. Harada was a great swordsman. He wouldn't lose. I turned to run when... Whoa, not so fast! I heard the crack of a gun firing. Ah! Motherfucker! I felt hot blood dripping from my shoulders. You're despicable. When Takasugi was still alive, I would never abandon him like that. Spacey, come this way. Harada pulled my arms, moving me behind his back. Who you calling despicable? You should know better than to shoot a woman in front of me. Ha! Look again. That wound is nothing but a small taste of flesh for someone like her. What are you talking about? The wound still hurt, but the pain was already less, and I could feel the ragged hole beginning to close. He stared, stunned, at my shoulder as the blood slowed, then stopped, and the flesh closed itself. He was wearing a peculiar expression, as if he were struggling to put to words what he'd seen. As if he'd just seen a monster. I told you, she's a monster. Time to get serious, then. The gun in Shiranui's hand barked with shot after shot. Okay. Damn it! Even if Harada could continue to dodge the bullets and hit Shiranui again, the wound would just heal almost immediately. Ha! You idiot! When will you learn? You're gonna fail no matter how hard you try. I unsheathed my sword, trying to back him up. Out of my way, girl! Ah! Motherfucker! The fight was beginning to take its toll on him. Harada had started to sweat, and I could see his movements slowing. As if he were doing nothing that required more exertion than a relaxed stroll. Gah! A bullet cracked against Harada's spear, and it jumped out of his hand. Okay, his gun has to be empty. It's not like... I'd be like, how many bullets did you fire? I don't know, like 37? Okay, your gun has to be empty because I don't think it holds anywhere near that many, so this is bullshit. You're bullshit. This is full of bullshit. Looks like it's over. No, protect him. His face loomed over us as the barrel of his gun trained itself on Harada's head. It didn't really train itself, but... I have to admit, though, you're pretty impressive for a human. So as a little reward, I'll listen to your last words. Whatever you want to say. He was breathing heavily now, but the fire in his eyes as he glared at Shiranui was undimmed. At this rate, Harada will be killed. Shiranui... Huh? What? If I go with you, will you let Harada go? The hell are you talking about? Oh, that was. I thought that was Geronimo for a second. I was like, wait, what? The hell are you talking about, Spacey? Spit in the man's face, huh? Like I said earlier, pal, she's not the weakling you think she is. You don't have to protect her. Harada bit his lips and he glared at the floor. But after a moment, he spoke out. Even if she has powers that I don't, or even if she doesn't need my help, it's still no reason for me to stop protecting her. A man always looks after his lady. Harada! Why did he always put his own life in danger so needlessly? He said, his lady. He called us his, guys. He may be about to die. He's not going to die. It's okay. He's going to die in the bad path. But, like, he just called us his. I love it. Harada still had so much to offer to himself, let alone the Shinsengumi. And you stupid. He just called you his... I'd be like, wait, what? Did you just call me your lady? Wait. Pause. Time out, bitch. Hold on. No. Shiranui. Shh. Did you just call me your lady? Oh my god, you love me too. That's so good. All right, from now on, I'm gonna kick your ass, bitch. You don't touch my man. Damn, you're way more boring than I thought. I thought you'd have a little more spirit in you. I don't blame you for losing to those Choshu guys. You've all just got too much on your plates. I'm sick of playing with you now, so I'm just gonna go ahead and kill you now. Later. I could see his finger tighten on the trigger. This was it. We were going to die. Surprising. To think there's someone foolish enough to try and attack the Shinsengumi's headquarters in the middle of a war. I don't know who it is, so. The voice was familiar. Sanin. I wasn't really sure. I'm like, my bet was either Hijikata or Saito. So, I wouldn't have guessed Sanin. Like, what is it they say? Speak of the devil and he appears. And he's like, you might be a demon, but I'm the fucking devil, bitch. Oh, Sanin. I don't recall anyone here speaking of you. Sano, Spacey, are you guys alright? Ugh. He was dull, but you two are worse. This is gonna be a real pain, so I'm gonna let you go this time. Yeah, you demons suck. You can't even kill humans. You know what you saw, right? That girl's a monster. Your life's already pathetically short. If I were you, live a little more wisely. The hell did you just say to me? That goes for you too, girl. If you don't want them to suffer, just do them a favor and let them get the hell out of here. They're not out here waging war just to protect some demon girl. Men fight because their life pulls them for a greater cause. You! But he was gone like a puff of smoke. Damn it. Harada pounded a fist into the nearest wall. The hell was that? I could barely touch him. Does that mean that bastard went easy on me last time? Don't beat yourself up. That guy's a monster. You're just a human, Sano. You can't beat something like him. Harada, if you had only drunk the water of life as I'd asked of you, you might have had a better chance despite the difference in your powers. Why didn't you drink it? Well, kind of put me on the spot by asking us if we drink it or not, right? I just didn't think it was worth it to drink it just so I'd win a fight. Not much else to it. I see. So what you're saying is you wouldn't want to end up like us. Like a monster. Is that it? That's not what I said at all. Am I not twisting my words for me? Sanen's implication was a little harsh. Are you alright, Yukimura? There's blood on your shoulder. Oh, I'm fine. I'm not injured. There's a hole here in your shirt, as if a bullet passed through it. Were you shot? Well, so this is the power of a demon. It appears I was right all along. Compared to his furies, your healing powers are beyond anything I've seen. Sanen? I sensed an abnormal amount of intensity in his voice, and I called his name out of concern. I've no doubt the Fury Core will be key in our fight against the demons. However, the Furies have many flaws. Having a real demon here in front of us like you may be the path to us improving those flaws. See, he wants to use us as a test dummy. Hey, Sanen. Back off a little, okay? She gets to make her own decisions, not you. Yeah, and it looks like she doesn't want you experimenting on her. Unless it's a really desperate situation or something. I don't think we should try and force people to become Furies if they don't need to. Don't worry about Hijikata. I'll convince him. He's an intelligent man. My argument is logical. I'm sure he'll see the wisdom of it. That's not what we're saying. What I'm saying is it's messed up that we drag her into the mess of the Furies when she had nothing to do with it from the get-go. Wait! Look, I'm gonna have to think about it a little, okay? I'll think about what you said, son, and I'll give you an answer later. Well, I look forward to hearing from you. Spacey, what are you talking about? You're not really a member of the Shinsengumi. Sana can't make you do anything. Right. I knew he was only trying to make me feel better, but hearing him say that I wasn't truly a member of the Shinsengumi hurt a great deal. Aw, that's a perfect place to end. So I'm going to wrap this part up here, and we will continue in the next part. So we're kind of at the end. So I have a feeling that we're only going to have a little bit left because we have no other choices in this path, but we're going to wrap it up here because we're at time and I don't know how long it'll go. It could be a few minutes. It could be like 10. I don't know. And then we'll come back. We'll finish this chapter, finish this path, and then maybe we'll get the other endings in. So yeah, I estimated what, like 4 parts, like at the end of the last part of the beginning of this one. I was like, so I think that's should be roughly it. So anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.